Okay. Basically, all this chart does is essentially set you up to understand what you've already learned in advertising about the different types of advertising, the different types of promotions, just in general, the advertising world that you're familiar with TV, newspapers, billboards, magazines, various forms of advertising. Now, what happens when you get into the digital domain, as you are well aware of because you're always in it, these things begin to coagulate or come together and become part of the digital domain also. Uh, Now, that gets a little bit more complicated because it's such a wide audience that you have to have ways to determine who is going to see your advertising and focus it more specifically because it's free advertising and you want to get it out there to the right people. So it requires analyzing the entire environment, all right? Understanding what the consumer behaviors are, uh, understanding what the segments or market segments are as far as the audiences you're looking for. You combine all your research and you basically come up with an advertising plan. And when you come up with an advertising plan, as you can see right here, after you've analyzed the whole situation, that advertising plan has two possible alternatives. Okay. Number one, the creative process. The creative process must occur first, and that is essentially doing the head that's required to develop a good functional program to get to the market you're looking for and get their interest. Remember, boring advertising doesn't work. So you got to be creative and you got to come up with a creative message strategy. Now, most advertising departments or even private firms will come together with teams and they'll develop this plan. And they'll develop this plan and flow chart it out, uh, brainstorm the different ideas to find out exactly what they think can work to improve the sales of the product they're trying to sell. All right, now once they've come up with this creative process, which we've been actually learning about in the previous chapters, now they have to come up with the media process. You got an idea, but where's it going? And here, in this phase of the graph that they're showing, the media process is determining what the essentials are going to be for the medium and what the traditional media might be that you're going to use. All right. And adding to that would be the digital, the social, and the mobile media options. As you know, Facebook, Instagram, uh, just Google. We Google bolts out different commercials constantly on its pages as it's completing its searches. Okay, I just scrambled completely out of sight here for a second. Now, once you've developed that audience, digital, social, and mobile, you now got to see how that's going to impact with what you're doing in the business itself, the business infrastructure, and how the business works. Um, your your business plan and your strategies are synced with this media process that you're putting together. Your digital ads will be synced with how you want to present your product. Uh, it'll be targeted toward the audiences that you want to influence with your product. And essentially, once you determine all of that, usually through a pilot program, you come back and alter the media process and come up with essentially what you believe will be a successful working plan. So the whole thing is really about planning. Advertising is just not shooting in the dark. It is a highly structured yet creative process to gather customers from the various markets. And that's the whole point of the course, and that's the whole point of the process of advertising. But there's a lot that goes into that. It comes from the field of psychology, it comes from the field of computer information systems, the digital world. Everything comes together as part of the advertising medium. All right.